Have you ever had a friend that is in a situation going through something, and that thing, maybe they are going through either something good or bad, yeah, and you begin to tell them that, oh, I understand what you are going through, just trying to console them. Now, there is something I want you to know today, and I want you to understand is that there are some certain things you will never learn. No matter how they teach you, no matter how they tell you, you will never learn it until you get there. You can never comprehend yourself being in that situation because you've not been there. Do you understand? So there are certain things in life you will not learn until you've experienced them, until you've gone through them, until you know or you feel what it is to be them. So guys, I am Grace of a few Grace. On this channel, I talk about love, relationship, marriage, and lifestyle. If it's your first time seeing those fine faces on your screen, yes, this is my channel. Do ensure you subscribe, hit the like button on this video, watch many other videos, and don't forget to drop a comment, guys. So in today's video, I'll be talking about things I learned in marriage that no one told me about. You know, there are things that will be told during marriage counseling. There will be things that mentors will tell us. There are things that spiritual parents will tell us. There are things that you will even listen to from there are things that you will even listen to from online social media if you follow all these relationship talks and all. But one thing I want you to understand is there are some certain things that you will learn in marriage, because if you've not entered into it, if you've not gone through the situation, even those things you've been learning from your mentor, from your from anywhere you are learning, they are still theory, they are theoretical. Until you begin to face the practical, what then do you do? So come with me. Let me mention some things I learned that no one ever told me about. Well, probably they've told me, but then they didn't give me the practical. They only gave me the theory. So let me tell you the practical things I experienced. The first thing is you can love someone deeply and still have hard days. Yes. Now, before I got married, my mom would tell me, there'll be challenges. So me, I would say, no, God forbid. Oh. So I felt if you marry the right person, if you marry the person, okay, you both love God, you both work with God, are doing well in a certain areas of life, you feel like, oh, there won't be any problem. But let me tell you something today that marriage taught me. There will be hard days. In about 2 months or 1 month, it will be 3 years. And something I can categorically tell you is I've had my share of challenges. I'm still having some challenges that I'm facing that we need to sort out. Do you understand? So one thing I want you to understand is it will come with its own challenges. Now, how you respond to it matters a lot. The fact that you and your partner love each other, fact that you both love God, work with God, doesn't mean you will not face your share of challenges. You will. But then, one thing that I know is that you knowing your God and understanding God, working with God would help you to be victorious. So the fact that you love someone, or you both are so much in love, or you are both the right partner for one another, doesn't mean every day will be all bed of roses. Aside challenges alone, you will have misunderstandings. Yes, it is even someone you love you can have misunderstanding with, because misunderstanding is a way you are trying to understand one another. Okay, so the fact that you love one another doesn't mean everything will be all bed of roses, everything will be all sweet, mushy mushy, no misunderstanding, everything is just going accordingly. One thing I want you to understand, and one thing I learned during marriage is that, and I'm still learning, is that there will be hard days. Now, how you respond to them is what matters most. Now, you having all these hard days, you having all this misunderstanding, there will be frustrations, there will be times that you and your partner will just be silent in the house. Yes. See, go out there, go and ask. Both young marriage or both middle young marriage or be middle old marriage or old marriage, you cannot see, there is no marriage that will tell you that they never had misunderstanding, no matter how much they love one another. No matter how much they say, we love one another, there is no way. There will be misunderstanding. And I say misunderstanding, there will be challenges. There will be things they need to fight together. There will be things they need to hold us together and fight together. Use the power of chasing 10,000 to fight together. So now, let me tell you something. One thing I want you to understand is the fact that you are facing this. The fact that there will be moments of frustration, there will be moments of silence, there will be moments of disagreement or misunderstanding. One thing I want you to understand that you may be feeling at that moment is that you may be feeling like, did I marry the wrong person? No, you didn't marry the wrong person. But you both are human beings. You came from different background. So you will definitely have things that you will misunderstand. And besides, there is something I always tell my husband anytime we have misunderstanding. Okay, I will tell him, okay, we this thing that just happened is misunderstanding because what you had in mind. I can't count number of times where we have misunderstanding and it feels like, oh, this was what you are trying to do. I just didn't understand you. Now, and I do tell him, oh, this thing is just misunderstanding. Oh, I didn't just understand you. And the statement I always finish with is, you are not in my mind, and I am not in your mind. So as a result, we can't know until we discuss it. Do you understand? So the fact that you love someone doesn't mean you will not have your own share of challenges, you will not have your own share of misunderstanding. But one thing is more important that would tell if you marry the right person or you marry the wrong person is how you are able to both tackle this situation, how you are able to settle your misunderstandings, how you are able to hold hands together to face your challenges and be victorious in them. You both are one. So you are still learning, you both are human beings rather, and you are still learning to become one. You are still learning to become, fine. The day we are joined together on the altar, we become one, yeah? But then you are still learning things that will attach you both together to be one. When you see older parents that celebrate 50 years of marriage anniversary, wedding anniversary, and all, go and sit down with them, ask them, discuss with them what did they learn in those their 50 years. Then you begin to realize that a lot of things came in, but what helped them to overcome is the unity they share. So now, because things get hard, because there are challenges, doesn't mean you will run away. Yes, you want to run away. That's why I said how you face it is much more important. The second thing I learned during marriage is that communication is much more important than just talking. Communication is understanding. Talking, you just talk for your pockets. Yes, that's one thing I understand. You know, just as I said the first time that there will be misunderstanding. Now, communication is another thing I want you to understand in that in marriage, if you don't know how to communicate, you will keep having that misunderstanding I mentioned in number one. Mhm. So for you to communicate, communication entails, now let me break it down. When you just talk, okay, when you and your partner talk, everybody talk their own. Like you talk your own. After talking, you don't know whatever your partner may be going through, or the backlash of what you've discussed with your partner, you don't know. Or the backlash of you don't know how it feels with them. But communication is you both sitting together, getting feedback, you both discuss, okay, this, and this, and you take feedback from your partner. That's communication. Communication goes so much in lots of ways. Communication is you carrying your partner along in things you do. Though you guys are married, you are still the individual entity. Do you understand? There are still certain things that will happen in each other's life that may not concern the other. But the way you can make it concern one another is through communication, letting them know what you are passing through and be willing to take their help. Another thing is communication is not just what is in your mind. It is about building a connection. Sometimes when you communicate, when you say things, sometimes when you say things, the problem is not what you said, but how you said it, the tone with which you spoke, the attitude with which you put on when you spoke. Yes, go and look at it. Even with your friend, maybe you have a best friend. Have you ever had misunderstanding? And when you have misunderstanding, you discover that what happened wasn't because of what your friend said. It is because of how they said it. I've had situations where I told my husband that, okay, maybe my husband said something. I'm not pained by what he said, but how he said it. Anytime we're not trying to settle misunderstanding, they'll say, you look at the way you said it. See your facial expression. Yes. If you are the type that read facial expression a lot, please, you will notice, you'll be like, I see your facial expression. So communication goes beyond what you just said out of your mouth. It goes through your tone, the timing with which you said it. What is your partner going through? Imagine, let's say you as a female, your husband just came back from work, has gone through probably, if your husband is the one that works in an office, has an issue to resolve and has battled it, it is then they come back, then you begin to say some things that wouldn't work in that moment. So communication is you understand when to speak, how to speak, the tone to speak, timing, what to even say. Yes, that's communication. Communication goes beyond I just talk. Communication is understanding. You understand the mood of your partner, you know what to say, when to say it, how to say it. That's what communication is. And you carry them along. Now, another mode of communication is correction. Yes, I will chip that in. Correction. You know, when your partner corrects you, or when your partner say okay, they feel this thing is not right for you, how do you respond to it? All these things are communication. Okay, let's say my partner tells me, Grace, this is what I feel you should do in this certain situation, and I didn't listen. I just did what I feel I should do rather than listening to what they said to me, weighing it together and seeing the best possible solution for it. I just decided to do what is in my mind. Now, can we say communication has happened there? No, because he communicated, he spoke to me, but I failed to listen. So communication goes beyond what talking. It is communication is more important than talking rather. The third thing I'll be talking about is being united is more important than winning an argument. Yes, I'll put it that way. You know, if you are the type that you have the mentality of anytime I'm having an argument with anybody, I must win the argument. You are not ready for marriage. I'm serious. I'm telling you. You know, one thing I learned about marriage in the few years, don't let me even say few years, in my 2 years, 10 months of marriage, one thing I've learned is when you have arguments with your partner, if you feel like you won and your partner feel they've lost, then that relationship you both have is beginning to lose down, it's beginning to come down. Because when you feel like okay, you had a disagreement or you had an argument, then one person feels like yes, I feel like I've won the first time, the second time, the third time, the fourth time, then your partner will begin to draw back. There are certain things they will begin to stop doing because they feel like if they do it, yes, let me use it, they cuckoo do it, you will still win. Do you understand? So relationship is not about building your ego, building your pride, building okay, this is when I argue, I'm the best. It is about you guys holding hands together to discuss things, holding hands together to win together. When you have disagreement, rather than one person feeling like, oh yes, I talked it out and I won, I'm best at talking. Yes, let me tell you something I experienced in my first year of marriage. One of those things was for me, I'm very outspoken, and my husband is the reserved type. It's not like he doesn't talk. He talks when he needs to talk. I also talk when I need to talk. Oh, but I am the outspoken type, and he is on the cool side. So one thing I noticed was that anytime we had disagreements, you know, for me, I'm very eloquent. So I'm speaking, I say my mind, like I download everything. And after saying my mind, I noticed that he wants to say his mind as well, but it feels like I'm not listening to him. Yeah, it feels like I'm not listening to him because he'll be talking that whatever he's trying to tell me, he'll be saying it one after the other. While for me, I've said my own. But over time, I discovered that it's like I keep being on the winning end. So there were some certain things he would tell me before that I feel, babe, I feel you should not do this thing. Oh." So maybe because I've given him response, and I noticed that he stopped telling me to do some things or not do some things. Then I called his attention to it. He was like, the reason why I remember it vividly. You see, in marriage, we keep learning. So it was not like, I noticed that anytime I tell you this, the way you respond to it or the way you tackle whatever I tell you, I feel like okay, you've won. That was why I was able to come up with that point that marriage is not about winning an argument. You know, he told me that I feel like you've won, so I just let it go for you. So I know if I correct you in another thing, you will still find a way to give me your excuse and win the argument. So I better not talk. Then it was then I realized that no, I think I need to take a step backward and rethink. So we were able to solve that aspect. Now, one thing I want you to understand and learn from that is that you will, when you and your partner are having misunderstanding or arguing, don't try as much as possible to have the mindset of I want to win the argument. Have the mindset of I want us to be on the same level of understanding. The fourth thing I'll be talking about in this regard that no one taught me about marriage is that intimacy is beyond physical. Intimacy is beyond we go on the bed and we roll together. Intimacy is beyond penetration. Yes, that's one thing I want you to understand. Intimacy goes as far as being spiritual. Intimacy goes as far as being emotional. One thing I've learned is that you can be physical and not be emotionally attached. Yes, you can be physically attached and not be emotionally attached. Situation where you have misunderstanding with your partner and you guys have not settled and your partner wants to do the do, just do the do, and in your mind you're still like, I'm still fighting this person. Do you understand? I'm still not happy with this person. I'm still having misunderstanding with this person. So relationship goes beyond the physical intimacy. That means intimacy goes beyond the physical. It goes as far as spiritual. How well are you bonded spiritually? When one person is growing up and one person is coming down, then we can say intimacy is lost. Intimacy is one of those things that will hold your relationship, that will hold your marriage, both spiritually, emotionally, or physically. Now, how are you building this intimacy? Are you building this intimacy on just, okay, let's chop ourselves. And when we are done chopping ourselves, everybody go their way? What is your intimacy in your prayer life? What is your intimacy in ensuring that your partner is emotionally stable? What's your intimacy in ensuring that your partner has a smooth day? Intimacy is built through prayers, through long talks, through discussion, through studying together. That's how you build intimacy. Yes. So fine, sex is beautiful. Doing the do is beautiful. But then what will hold you bonding together is intimacy. Go and ask older people now. Yes, I keep mentioning them because they are older people that celebrate years of marriage. Do you tell me they still have sex? No, some of them don't even do the do again. Some of them, they don't do the do again. But one thing that keeps holding them is the intimacy they've built spiritually, intimacy they've built through long talks, intimacy they've built through prayers, intimacy they've built together through help from one another. Fifth thing I want you to understand is your partner cannot be everything. This one, it may seem like, what am I saying? But it's the truth. Only God can be everything to you. Yes, you are married, but your partner cannot solve every problem. Oh. There are situations that you will face that you and your partner, you will just lock up. The best thing is for you to just run to God. There are some certain doors you will want to open, even your partner cannot open it. So one thing I want you to understand that I have learned is that your partner cannot be everything. Only God can be everything. The best your partner can do is to support you, work with you, hold you hand in hand, make you happy, make you emotionally stable. Those are the things that your partner, those are the things, maybe just do activities that can help you or do things that can help you, like make you stable and fine. But the best person to lean on is to lean on God. When you and your partner both lean on God, it is much more profitable because your marriage will become healthier. When you lean on God for your joy, when you lean on God for your happiness, when you lean on God to sort out contracts at work, when you lean on God to sort out situations, when you lean on God to expect locked doors to be open, when you lean on God for prosperity, for a lot of good things, one thing I want you to understand is your marriage will become healthier. So don't just lean on your partner. Your partner too, when you're trying to just lean on your partner, maybe financially or on any wise, your partner too is looking for who to lean on. So if you're not careful, they might become shaky because you are leaning on them. So it's better you both lean on God. When you lean on God, God will not shake because God does not tire. Do you know the million, billion, trillion uncountable people that lean on God, God will never get tired, and He knows each and every one of us. So, best thing is to lean on God. Your partner cannot be everything. That's the fifth thing I want you to understand. Then the sixth thing is little things are not so little. And this brings me to your sense of appreciation. How well do you appreciate? There are some certain things our partner do. If you are not careful, you will tend to overlook them. And these little things, little gesture here, little gift here, little this here, those are the things that makes up relationship, that makes up a healthy marriage. Those are the things that makes up a healthy marriage. Now, little things, I want you to understand that little things are not little. okay, probably you want to open door, your partner open the door for you. It's not so little. It's not his obligation. Don't feel like, oh, he has to do it. It's something he must do. Do you understand? So he has to do it. Don't feel that way. Don't belittle whatever your partner does for you. Maybe your partner is coming and they see something you can eat, probably just buy you a box of pizza. Appreciate it. Any other partner could have just passed by and overlooked that thing, but they felt like, oh, my partner, let me buy this thing for my partner. So try as much as possible to appreciate when your partner cooks. As a man, if your wife should cook, appreciate it. Tell them how sweet the food is. Tell them how you enjoy eating what they cook. Do you understand? And as a lady, if your partner does anything for you, probably get you gifts, do little gesture, help you with house chores, like you both do house chores at home. Appreciate one another. Oh, thank you for today. And you to thank you, you've done well. All those little gesture shows that okay, you appreciate what your partner is doing. At the same time, it shows that you recognize their worth in your life. Marriage is built on all those tiny little acts that happens. That's what marriage is built on. So if you are waiting on, okay, it is until they buy you something big, maybe build house for you, or just do something very big, this is when you appreciate them, then it's a no. Now, the last thing I'll be talking about is growth happens when you stay, when you are willing to grow. Growth happens when you stay. Doesn't just happen overnight. Marriage is continuous learning. You keep learning every day. So you must allow it is when you stay is when you allow growth to happen. But if you escape from it, you escape from your flaws, you try to hide your flaws, then growth would not happen. So I've come to the end of this video. One thing I wanted to understand is all these things I've told you, there are certain ones there are some that surprised me when I got married. There are some that I learned with surprise. There are some that I learned with stretching. Do you understand? So it's not like there are things that you learn over time anyways. There are things that you build on learning. So guys, if you are planning to get married soon, I want you to prepare your mind that there are certain things. Be open to learning, be open to understanding. And if you are married, be open to learning, because marriage is a learning institution. You learn every day. So all right guys, till I see you again in my next video, till then I want you to keep staying strong. I want you to keep loving God. I want you to keep praying for your partner, and see you guys in my next video. I love you guys. Bye.